In the last 2 months, we increased traffic from LLM engines like ChatGPT and Perplexity for multiple different companies by up to 3.6x. If you're watching this, you're realizing that AI ranking is the future and you're looking for how to rank your business higher in ChatGPT and the other AI answer engines. The truth is this, there's a big overlap between traditional SEO and AI engine optimization. However, there are also some significant differences. Traditional SEO is largely static. If you rank number 2 for a certain keyword, it's pretty much the same across the board. AI answer engines are dynamic. Ask the same prompt tomorrow and results can reshuffle. So instead of fixating on a single ranking for a certain keyword, we focus on increasing our market share within the AI engines. Your share of voice across prompts. We use different tools. For example, SEMrush's AI visibility tool, which shows us what is your visibility compared to your competitors. Their crawlers estimate how often your brand is mentioned for the target prompts compared to your competitors. And as your share of voice goes up, so does your ChatGPT traffic. So if you want to rank your business higher in ChatGPT, these are the exact next steps. Step 1 is prompt cluster research. Instead of keywords like you have it with Google, you need to map out how people ask questions in AI. This means the phrasing, the intent, the format. There's multiple different methods that you can use. Number 1 is you can do manual prompt testing inside of ChatGPT and Perplexity. Within Perplexity, you can actually get suggested prompts. Those suggested prompts can give you an indication of what other people are actually typing into Perplexity. Within Perplexity, when you type in a prompt, it actually gives you the related prompt. Part of that is actually based on demand. So as more people type in certain prompts, there's a higher chance they're going to be shown in the related prompts. This gives you some indication of which prompts have more volume than other prompts. The second thing you can do is you can look at the Google keyword data, the traffic volume, as a proxy for demand. A lot of people still type it into Google, but then they also type it into the AI engines. There's also a lot of other supplemental tools that you can use. For example, we use Otterly to track performance of different prompts and the citation share. Another thing you can do is you can look into the business driver section of SEMrush to surface the factors that are actually important for your niche. SEMrush's crawlers are able to identify which factors are actually important for the users which are looking for the service that you are offering. Think off-market access if you're in luxury real estate, or ability to service in Spanish if you're in immigration law. When you combine all of these factors, you start getting a picture of what are the important prompt clusters that you want to be targeting and what are the important factors for each of those prompt clusters that are relevant for your ideal customers. Next, you need to refine and structure the content that you have on your website, on your blogs, so that there's an increased chance that LLM engines are going to parse it and actually trust it more. In other words, the actual structure of your content has a huge role to play in your AI visibility. There's a lot of different structural elements that are important, but I'm going to give you a few examples now which you can implement today for your business. One thing you can do is adding a key takeaway section to each one of your blog posts. Think 2 to 4 bullet points that summarize what your blog content is about. When you start doing this, you make it easier for the LLM engines to actually parse and understand the content, and you increase the chance that you're going to get more visibility and the engines are going to serve your content to its users. Second thing, which a lot of big sites don't even do, is adding a table of contents. This actually helps with traditional SEO, but it especially helps with AI SEO. The next thing, adding comparison tables and charts. LLM engines love this kind of digestible, contrasting content. An FAQ section at the bottom of each blog post that is tied specifically to the prompt cluster that you're targeting. And lastly, for now, having an about the author section at the bottom, which has the credentials of the author and proof of what they've achieved. This isn't write a blog and let's hope that the LLM engines pick it up. The next part is your technical foundations. There's a lot of technical elements on your site, which if done right, can increase your visibility in the AI engines. I'm gonna give you some examples right now. One thing is adding a robots.txt file to your site. Now you likely already have one. A lot of the SEO tools that you might have already, they automatically add one. But it's very likely you still don't have the code, which gives explicit permission for OpenAI and the other AI engines to fully crawl your site. Now, by default, they already do crawl your site, but when you give them explicit permission to crawl your site, you increase the chance that they crawl bigger parts of your website more often, more efficiently, and then you increase the chance they're actually going to start pulling content from your site and start using your site as citations, and then from there actually start recommending your business. Also, and this is an overlap with traditional SEO, you need to make sure you have proper technical hygiene. You'd be surprised at how many massive companies still don't have this set up properly. This means the sitemaps, internal linking, page speed, schema, and a bunch of other things. The next part is authority source engineering. The LLMs don't just read your site, they also triangulate where else are you getting mentioned, and then they make a decision of how relevant are you for this specific prompt. What you need to do is you need to reverse engineer where the AI engines are actually looking for your niche, and you need to make sure that you build authority in those sources. Now, what we've seen is that depending on your niche, they tend to weigh certain places and certain websites, certain directories more for one niche over the other. For example, we're working with a Miami luxury real estate broker. In Miami, ChatGPT is very often looking at expertise.com. Whereas, for example, we're also consulting with a Vancouver real estate broker, and in Vancouver, ChatGPT is very often looking at 3bestrated.com. Another example, if you have a marketing agency, Clutch.com is huge. ChatGPT very often uses Clutch.com to decide which marketing agencies to recommend over others. Those are just some examples. Aside from that, the AI engines are looking at a lot of different listicles, blog style articles, Quora, MapQuest, Yelp, Wikipedia. I mean, that's obviously harder to get into, but it's also a big one. And last but not least, Reddit. Reddit is huge. Now, it fluctuates month on month, and depending on when you're watching this, it might not be as huge as it is now, but at the time of filming, Reddit owns roughly 20 to 40% of the citation share. So 20 to 40% of the citations and where the AI engines are looking is from Reddit. They look at the sentiment on Reddit, and they look at what people are recommending on Reddit, and they use that to make their own recommendations. Now, a final note just on the ethical side of things. Obviously, third-party sentiment is much more valuable compared to if you just go as in first person and you leave some comments on Reddit. However, we don't suggest that you try to get a bunch of fake Reddit accounts to post about your business in a way that can be misleading. What you can and should do is you need to make a system where you're getting your happy customers, your happy clients to go on Reddit and start mentioning your business and your brand, and then start recommending them to other users. This isn't only for people that are reading Reddit themselves, this is also for the AI engines. Finally, it's about measurement. It's about how you get from visibility to traffic to leads. I mentioned earlier in the video, you gotta look at your market share using a tool like SEMrush or other similar tools. But then from there, what you can and should be doing is looking at the traffic that you're getting from ChatGPT and obviously the leads that you're getting from ChatGPT. Whenever somebody clicks on a link from ChatGPT or Perplexity, the other AI engines, it automatically appends a UTM source. Because of that UTM source, you can actually see that traffic from within your Google Analytics. Then, when you set up your key events in Google Analytics, you can actually track the actual conversions that are happening from ChatGPT. And lastly, what we do is we actually use Looker Studio to pull the data from Google Analytics and put it all together in an easily digestible dashboard. Finally, I'm going to summarize what are the key takeaways here. Number one, you need to understand how people prompt. Number two, you need to make your content and your website as visible as possible to the AI engines. This includes making sure that your structure is a necessary structure, and from the technical perspective, you're implementing the right technical best practices to maximize your visibility in the AI engines. Next, you need to build your authority in the places where the AI engines are looking. Lastly, you gotta measure month on month to see how much traffic and how many leads you're getting each month from ChatGPT and the other engines, and track if it's going up or down. That way you know if you're headed in the right direction. Then just keep iterating monthly because the AI rankings are dynamic. What's important now might be less important 6 months from now. So you need to stay on top of the data, look at how everything is tracking, look at what your competitors are doing, and keep making sure that you're testing and seeing what can work for you. Traditional SEO ranked you on Google. AEO trains the AI to recommend your business whenever its users are looking for exactly what you're offering. We're still early, there's still massive outsized gains to be had, and this is a time where you need to claim your first mover advantage. If you want more breakdowns like this, live examples, audits, page teardowns, subscribe, click on the little bell so you get notifications when I post, and drop a niche that you want me to analyze in the comments below.